step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning to you. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Wednesday, and that means it is midweek, and we continue to bring you all of that feel good news every single morning. And keeping it positive on a Wednesday, as we always explore all ways in which you have made a difference, or how you have coped during lockdown, and all these things that you did to help out in your community, which is so important, especially during this time of the day. Well, what we want to know is, did you expand on a hidden skill? Well, stay tuned to see how others are making lockdown just a little bit easier. Good morning, I'm Zoe Brown. Here is Graham and Kuchle.
Good morning. We're monochromatic today.
I love it.
I like the vibe.
The A-team.
And I feel like the A-team this morning because I'm loving work today, loving work this week. I'm feeling motivated. I kind of feel like the world is motivated again because we're all thinking about each other, thinking about living in service of each other. So I love what Zoe said there about kind of honing in on what you've been doing maybe for your community, that hidden skill you've discovered. I think a lot of us have found new reason in lockdown, which we absolutely love. How are you today, though? How are you feeling?
I'm very well, G. You know what? I'm also kind of very motivated this final 2 months of the year. So much has happened in the past 10 months of 2019, and we've only, enjoyed 3 months of it. So right now, we're all about taking in that motivation to get up each new day to push and be the best of our abilities.
And we both tested negative.
Yes.
So that is also a massive thing. Yeah, it's crazy. I never thought ever would I be saying those words. But we want to know from you guys, what motivates you? What gets you up each and every day? Is it 5 alarms like me to ensure that you can get up at 4:30 in the morning? No, on a deeper sense, what motivates you to get going? Is it your kids? Is it your work? Is it your love of country? What is the thing that gets you fired up to kickstart your day? Let us know on all of our social media platforms. Hit us up on Expresso's morning show's Facebook page or on Twitter, #Expresso Show. Let's trend today, and let's trend for the right reasons. Let's make it positive.
Thank you, Graham. Well, let's start with your national news. Prof. Salim Abdul Karim, chairperson of the COVID-19 Ministerial Advisory Committee, yesterday said that while the uptick in the number of COVID-19 cases in the Eastern and Western Cape was something to take note of, he was not too concerned about this for now. He said in some cases this could be attributed to super spreading events. However, Karim warned that South Africans should not let their guard down. He added that he was especially concerned about South Africans' behavior as families prepare to spend the festive season together. Staying with local news, Deputy Minister for Women, Youth and Persons with Disability, Hlengiwe McKees, launched a month-long activity program in Pretoria yesterday to celebrate Disability Rights Awareness Month. This, as November is globally celebrated as Disability Awareness Month, activities have been lined up from today to commemorate the rights of persons with disabilities. This year's theme is removing barriers to create an inclusive and accessible society for all. And now moving beyond our borders, Ivory Coast's President Alassane Ouattara has won a controversial third term of office in election boycotted by the opposition. He took 94% of the vote, even winning 99% in some of his strongholds. Opposition figures say it was illegal for Ouattara to stand for a third term as it broke rules on term limits. Both the European Union and United Nations Refugee Agency have expressed their deep concern about tensions in the country. At least 35 people have died in political clashes, which continued on election day. And as the world awaits the final results of the American presidential election, experts warn that patience may truly be the virtue, as one may not know who wins until later today. Slower counts were to be expected because in response to the coronavirus pandemic, many states modified their voting rules, broadening access to mail-in voting and accelerating what had already been a rising mail-in voting trend. The last polling stations closed about 2 hours ago, South African time. And now, an interesting item from the world of entertainment. US superstar Beyoncé says her family trip to South Africa was one of the biggest inspirations behind her iconic Black is King visual album. Beyoncé revealed this in an interview with British Vogue editor Edward Innenfall for the magazine's December issue. She added that the birth of her children and the family trip to SA motivated her to ensure that their stories and history were told. It also emerged that Queen Bee keeps some 80,000 bees at her home, and she says that is to make hundreds of jars of honey each year. The 39-year-old says she has 2 large beehives on her property. She also says that she's become involved in beekeeping when she discovered that her 2 daughters, that's 8-year-old Blue Ivy and 3-year-old Rumi, have both got terrible allergies, and found that honey has countless healing properties that could help them. Beekeeping isn't the only thing the self-made venture for Beyoncé, who has pursued, and she also has, complete ownership of her music, her movies, and her Ivy Park clothing line. And she's iconic. Well, that's where we leave your morning headlines. Let's take a first look at your sport.
Thanks so much, Zoe. Let's kick it off with football this morning. A year off the field, but clearly no rust. Banyana started their CASAFA Cup title defence with a 2-0 win over Angola at the Wolfson Stadium in Port Elizabeth yesterday. This was Banyana's first match in over a year due to COVID-19 restrictions. But Desiree Ellis' side found the opener 5 minutes before halftime with a goal by Lenotemba Mhlongo. And Banyana made it 2-0 in the 60th minute with Karabo Dlamini finding the back of the net. Staying with football, Chippa United recorded a 3-1 win over Maritzburg United at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in our PSL action last night. This was Chippa's first win of the new PSL season, as Maritzburg remain winless after 3 encounters now. A hat-trick by striker Benvenu Iva Nga confirming the win for the Chili Boys. There'll be 7 PSL fixtures tonight. Supersport United face Stellenbosch FC, Bloem Celtic take on Orlando Pirates. Kaizer Chiefs host TS Galaxy in Cape Town City. They'll be up against reigning champions Mamelodi Sundowns in the Cape Town Stadium. All fixtures kicking off at 7:30 p.m. Then on the international field, UEFA Champions League football continued last night with big wins for Liverpool, Manchester City, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, and plenty of goals to boot. The inform Diogo Jota scoring a hat-trick as Liverpool crushed Atalanta 5-0. Jurgen Klopp's side, they now have won at least all of their Group D games without conceding a goal. Defending champs Bayern Munich, they also thrashed Red Bull Salzburg 6-2 to maintain their 100% record. Man City beat Olympiacos 3-0, and Real Madrid recorded their first Champions League win of the season with a 3-2 win over Inter Milan. Now, Man United, Barcelona, PSG and Chelsea will all be in Champions League action from 5 minutes to 8 tonight. And bringing it back to South African soil for athletics news, South Africa's Olympic champion Wade van Niekerk has returned to the track for the first time since recovering from the coronavirus with a 400-meter win at a meet in Potchefstroom. So van Niekerk, who last raced in September at the Gala del Castilla in Switzerland, won the race in a time of 45.92 seconds at the Athletics Central Northwestern Open Track and Field meeting. And keeping it in South Africa, turning to local cricket though, after day 2 of the CSA 4-day series, the Knights lead the Warriors by 298 runs with 10 wickets still in hand. Cape Cobras, they lead the Titans by 235 runs with 5 wickets remaining, with Proteas opener Dean Elgar reaching double figures, 101 runs from 143 deliveries. Great news ahead of the inbound English tour. And then the Dolphins, they trail the Highveld Lions by 69 runs with 9 wickets still in hand. And staying with cricket, Australia's David Warner and India's Wriddhiman Saha guided the Sunrisers Hyderabad to an emphatic 10-wicket win over the Mumbai Indians at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium last night to confirm their spot in the Indian Premier League playoffs. The Sunrisers will now play the Royal Challengers Bangalore in Friday's eliminator match. And the winner of that encounter will advance to Sunday's second qualifying match and that'll be up against the Delhi Capitals or the Mumbai Indians for a place in the IPL final. That's where we leave our sport for this hour. We'll be back on at 7 o'clock. Right now, let's take a look at this beautiful country through your lens and some of our sunrise pictures.
Special. So let's take a look at one that was sent in from Gershwin Shaw, who starts us off with this splendid sunrise picture that was captured in Pretoria. For today, anticipate some showers in Pretoria with a 40% chance of rain. Also got a picture from Katlego Tempa from Polokwane that shared this one saying, this morning in Polokwane looks very cold, but at least the sun is up. Well, the sun is definitely up indeed, and it will peak at about 25 degrees, but summer rain is also a thing to expect. So expect some thunder showers, at least a 63% chance of rain. So thank you so much for sending in your sunrise pictures, and please continue to share them with us on our social media platforms, and we would love to show them here live on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, hundreds of concerned Americans living in Alabama on Sunday night reported a bright fireball shooting across the sky. They were probably thinking, well, you know what, we've had wildfires, hurricanes, killer hornets, COVID-19, a presidential election, what next? Well, fortunately, this event was nothing more than a moment of beauty in the sky, because a fireball is just another term for a very bright meteor. And it turns out that Earth's atmosphere sees several thousand meteors of fireballs magnitude each day, so they are quite common. And we are just unable to see them due to daylight and because the vast majority of them occur over the ocean. However, the brighter the fireball, the more rare it is, and fortunately, a home security camera captured this phenomena for all of us to see. Well, let's get into those temperatures for today. If you are in Polokwane, expect a low of 16 with a high of 25. Mbombela 20, 31 is your high for today. A 40% chance of thunder showers and rain in Pretoria with a low of 14, a high of 26. Johannesburg, your low is 14 and high 25. Mahikeng, thunder showers can be expected with a high of 28. Klerksdorp 16, reaching a high of 29. Kimberley 17, 29. Bloemfontein 14, reaching a high of 27. Warm and sunny conditions in Richards Bay with a low of 21, a high of 34. Pietermaritzburg, your low is 17 and high 32. If you're in Durban, along the coast on the low of 20 with a high of 27 can be expected. Mthatha, your high for today is 29. Cloudy conditions in East London with a high of 23. If you're in Cradock, a low of 16, reaching a high of 30 for today. Some rain can be expected in Port Elizabeth, a low of 18, a high of 23. George 17, reaching a high of 22. In the mother cities, 19 with a high of 25 and a 55% chance of rain. Partly cloudy conditions in Worcester with a high of 31. Sutherland 13, reaching a high of 27. And in Uppington, your low for today is 17 and your high 32 degrees Celsius. Well, I hope you have a fantastic morning. Stay tuned. We have a lot coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Hold on, put the brakes on, man. Put the brakes on, girl. I smell some coffee in this house.
Oh,
probably
delicious,
one of my favorite parts of the show. It's time for our daily cup of pure joy and elation as we create our Nespresso magic this morning. And so today we are taking one of the Nespresso Master Origins capsules, which I've been working my way through. The Master Origins Colombia. But first we need to decide what kind of a coffee we're going to make. So I'm going to take my Colombia capsule.
Are you taking that one?
I'm going for Colombia, but I think I need a bit more than maybe, see, I want to taste it in its purity and have an espresso, but I also don't want it to be over so quickly, you know? So maybe I think I'm going to go for a lungo, and I'm going to take, how cool are these little pixie cups?
Follow suit.
Beautiful,
I also went with a lungo.
So I'm going to go with the lungo, I think, and then I'm going to add a little bit of milk froth just to create like a miniature flat white just for myself.
I love
So
it.
capsule goes in. Let's go for the lungo.
It's very simple, actually. I love it.
It really is super, super easy. That's my favorite part, is watching that beautiful frothy crema kind of forming immediately as it pours into these gorgeous little pixie mugs.
It's a lovely process, actually. Now, as G mentioned, you know, the espresso compared to the lungo is quite different, whereas an espresso is a 40 milliliter shot and the lungo is a taller 110 milliliter shot. And it is quite a difference, actually, especially when it comes to you enjoying it. It doesn't finish as quickly.
No, you want to save it. Look, with the amount that I have, okay, it's probably better for me to have the espresso shots. You see what a barista I am. I now use my own styling with my milk froth. No, that looks absolutely beautiful.
It's stunning, G.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? I have to admit, I kind of added a little bit of milk and a little bit of sugar in mine, and I know you take yours straight black. Now, of course, the Master Origins range is quite unique because it takes coffee processing practices from farming communities and coffee craftsmen from different parts of different, countries around the world. It's not only about the beans, but also the way the coffee is processed.
And with the Master Origin Colombia, the farmers, they leave the little coffee cherries on the trees just a little longer than usual, which makes the cherry darker, giving it a unique, almost a winey berry type flavor profile. But the timing has to be exactly right, otherwise the berries ferment and the harvest is lost, or we are drinking wine in studio, which we can't do on Breakfast TV. So I'm guessing this is then going to have fruitier, as opposed to kind of the darker notes from yesterday, the biscuity notes. This is probably going to have a slightly fruitier.
I've already tasted mine, so I need you to give me your experience right now.
It's slightly sharper. It's got almost like cherry-like, funny enough, cherry-like kind of fruitier notes, very well balanced as well. I quite like this. I like this for a start of the day kind of a coffee. And what I love the most about their processes at Nespresso, big on sustainability. In fact, that's one of the cornerstones, their pillars. And they are doing a lot, from completely recycling the capsules. I'm now writing with a pen made out of the capsules. How cool is that? Their coffee grinds and all, to planting trees, and on its way to achieving carbon neutral manufacturing, which is something that the entire world needs to be onto. And I can only imagine how many of these coffee pods are being produced on the daily basis, and how many I'm consuming on a daily basis. So I'm glad that they're doing it in this way. Absolutely beautiful.
Now, the Master Origin Colombia is such a unique flavor, and we love the fact that they focus on, the different farming techniques from different parts of the country, something you'd otherwise never have been able to experience.
Completely.
Now, tomorrow, G, we'll explore another perfect cup of coffee with another one of Nespresso's fine flavors.
Cheers.
G,
Ching, ching.
cheers.
That is beautiful, man.
We chose some of the world's rarest local coffee crafts and refined them to create 5 distinct new tastes. After all, we are the choices we make.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. Now, if you have just joined us, you are just in time to listen or hear from our movie guru, JB Sebastian, who's going to put us on the new movies that have just come out. Or Kanye, the trailers that have just come out,
Kanye,
the forthcoming movies, right?
Kuba, they are forthcoming.
Yes, just like that.
JP, I love talking movies because I'm someone now during lockdown, I miss going to the cinema. And I checked out the trailer that you're going to talk about first, the movie Run. I'm a big Sarah Paulson fan.
South Africa didn't see that, by the way. When she said I missed going to the cinema, her eye twitched.
This trailer, scary. It got me like, I don't know if I'm ready to watch it in the cinema.
Don't worry, I've dumbed it down or softened it up for the viewer, so don't worry, it's not spooks or anything like that as well. Obviously, you saw there's no supernatural element to this.
No.
But for those who haven't seen it, I'll describe it too. So Run, featuring, as you said, Sarah Paulson, who is a horror queen in her own right. I don't watch much TV. I'm obviously the big screen guy, but American Horror Story, if I have that correct. Glass, Split, she was in last, but she's not even the most important name for me in this movie. There is a guy named Anish Chaganty. I want you to say that with me. Anish Chaganty. And he's going to be gigantic. I'm really sorry to everyone.
Is this his breakout role in the movie?
This is his second film that he's directed now.
Okay.
Film, not the other word that I nearly just said. So, Searching was his first, his debut.
Okay.
Remarkable, exquisite, a movie that totally should have been utter rubbish just because it's a gimmick. I said, look, I'll give it a chance. I'll go in open-minded. Incredible movie. If you find Searching, go looking for it, I suppose, Searching. And enjoy the fact that we've got a young horror directorial master on our hands in all likelihood. Run. Good grief, what you're looking at there is a young lady who has been medicated by her mother, taking the label off her medication and seeing an old name underneath, not her own name.
What?
A mother who she's trusted her whole life. What the trailer gives away immediately, and I don't think it will give away the whole movie because he is such a good director, and I think that it will get into a lot of twists and turns that you're not expecting at all, is that there is a case of what is referred to in medicine, in mental illness, Munchausen by proxy syndrome. Yes, JP did a lot of... Munchausen by proxy syndrome.
Terms, please.
Factitious sickness by proxy.
Okay.
So what that means is...
So are they alluding to the moms actually keeping the daughter sick?
Purposely, yes. And so this person who is this caring, like at the start of the trailer, is this happy face. It looks like she's made the same meal 5,000 times in a row, and she's just happy to have a quiet dinner with her daughter who says, am I a burden for the first time? This is where the whole thing starts unwinding. She starts to wonder, what is her mother up to? Why does she keep her at home on lockdown this whole time? So Run, 20th of November in South Africa. Super, super excited. Gonna be such a great director. Anish Chaganty. Watch all of these movies. That's 2 so far.
It sounds really, really exciting. Now, the next one that we're about to unpack is The Killing of Two Lovers. I don't know how I feel about the title. Okay.
I felt that 2020 has been too easy on us, and I thought I'd show you some exciting movies, right? Since the election is so boring, of course, speaking of the
How
killing
is
of
it
two.
boring? It's actually it's playing out very interestingly, but we'll get into the conversation a little later.
You want to talk to this guy about politics. Anyway, Red Scare. So, The Killing of Two Lovers, the title gives it away, I think, how it ends. And this trailer featured no violence to it whatsoever, but there were whole scenes that I had to chop out because just the tension that it created in me even.
Is there a lot of violence in this movie?
I'm certain that it is explosive at some point because it's one of these simmer up to a point type things.
Okay.
All of these movies I'm talking about, in fact, are people coming apart at the seams. This guy, unfortunately, is a guy. And what that means is that he is going through a breakup with his wife. They're agreeing to a split. Amicable terms. Look, we'll see other people. We just need to feel it out, have our own time together. What you're seeing there now is the scene where his daughter says, inverted commas, you have to put this because is it? She says, Mom's cheating on you. And he starts to unwind. He is in a small town where people don't have great advice. It's like, love comes and love goes. I mean, the dumb stuff that even we say as city people. Like, we don't know how to deal with this stuff. Look how beautifully shot this is, by the way.
Sure.
Remarkably shot.
Gorgeous.
Speaking of shot. So, this guy is clearly someone who has all sorts of the toxic issues of masculinity, who just needs probably a hug from his dad and needs to, again, in inverted commas, pluck up the courage to do this horrible act to save his children, to save his marriage. Insane. No date for South Africa just yet, but looks remarkable. And I had to chop out half of that trailer because each next screen was a text that just said masterpiece, incredible, must see from 8 top critics. So Killing of Two Lovers, really looking forward to it.
Okay, well, no pressure to that movie for when it does eventually come out.
Yeah, my call.
Let's take a look at the last trailer. So Hawaii is one of the places that's on my bucket list to visit. So I know Aloha, but this is
Waikiki.
Waikiki is a
Is it
place in
Waikiki?
Hawaii. So Waikiki is where you're probably going to go. It is a tourist destination. Get used to saying that.
Waikiki.
And obviously what you'll first notice about this poster that you're looking at, well, which we probably saw at some point on Expresso, is that it's this beautiful woman who is a hula girl, and she's got all the flowers and the adornment on and all that. It looks classically postcard type thing, except for one thing. She is not smiling. Not in the mood, not into it. And this story, as you're looking at there right now, that flag, by the way, is the previous Hawaiian flag. There's a history that people don't know about Hawaii, is that it is a colonial occupied state by the United States of America. Bill Clinton apologized to Hawaii for stealing it.
Oh. That is the wildest
It's a
thing.
colony, yes. And so this movie is talking about indigenous people, and please, more movies about indigenous fights, to find their own identity again, to find their place and land back that they deserve, that they were the custodians of, that they cared for originally. So the whole trailer you'll see is juxtaposed between shots of the hard concrete city that is making life so difficult for this young lady who has to work 3 jobs, and this lush Hawaiian natural landscape that calls back, that cries back, come back to Aina. That is a word, by the way, that the director uses, he enjoins to summarize the movie in the old Hawaiian saying, He Aina ka he ali'i ka aina, he kaua ke kanaka,
And
which
what's
means nature is the chief, man is the servant.
Sure.
So a story both about climate change, about decolonialization, and also this deeper tale. Obviously, the trailer doesn't give it away too much, about this young lady trying to get away from an abusive situation. But it looks remarkably well filmed, and it's also been called a masterpiece. No date in essay just yet.
Just everything that you've just said is really exciting me when it comes to Waikiki, because it's everything that I want to see when I'm watching a movie. Is it a change agent? Is it trying to say something? Take
Most
a stance?
important thing it's trying to say is that it is a manicured, false experience that is crafted for us as tourists, as bourgeois, almost settlers in a way, in this land that has had people dispossessed in the past. It is a total fantasy land. Paradise should be the rudest P word a South African can say.
Yeah.
Because there are real indigenous people who have had their lives destroyed by tourism.
Ooh,
Okay, well, JP Sebastian's coming.
Too
with
early, sorry.
And I am
blazing.
here for all of that. Thanks to JP Sebastian, our movie guru. We are so excited for the new movies coming out soon. It's time to make a drink now to go hand in hand with our movies. And this one is for the kids. It's a Milo Cookie Monster shake. Sounds delicious.
Getting children to eat their food is a challenge for many parents out there, especially when it comes to something substantial and nutritious. But luckily, children tend to eat with their eyes. So anything that looks fun and scrumptious is sure to go down without a fuss, especially if they're able to help to create the dish themselves. Well, Teresa Ulyete is here to show us something that's not only fun to make, but extremely fun to look at and enjoy as well. It's the Milo Cookie Monster Shake. Teresa, this looks super, super cute. You can see the finished product there. It just looks so cool, man.
So creative, so fun. And you know, we always say we eat with our eyes. And I think
Completely.
kids especially, you know, they see something like this, it'll definitely appeal to them. Lots of fun.
Cookie. And it's about kind of planting that seed of enjoyment. If your child doesn't have an appetite in the morning, I know it can be quite difficult, and you don't want to kind of force feed them. And trying to ultimately get a child to eat something when they're not hungry is very, very difficult.
Almost impossible, yeah.
But you need to gradually introduce things that they will love and enjoy the process of.
Yes.
A little bit of nutrients, a little bit more nutrients, and then build them up. But this is a great way to start.
Completely
Okay, so what's
agree.
going in here?
Okay, so we're going to start with our base, and we're going to use the Milo cereal to make that. And I know exactly what you're talking about. My son is one of those children who he's just not a fan of eating early in the morning.
So it just doesn't
it's
have
very
it, yeah.
difficult. So something like a smoothie with a bit of nutrition in is a nice, gentle breakfast for children who can't tolerate it. Because you want to send them to school with something in their stomachs.
Well, I mean, what I love about both the Milo drinking component and the cereal, it's got the malt in it, it's been fortified with a host of nutrients.
Yes.
So as a supplement to a good, healthy breakfast, it's ideal. Even if your child's just going to have like a piece of toast, get the Milo in them as well so that they get those additional nutrients and the malt.
Yeah, got something in their tummies.
That was a very delicate crush. I think you could have let go of some frustrations there and just smashed it. But
well, that's a tip at home if you want to let off some steam. So just pop that into the bottom of your glass. You've got some different textures there.
nice.
Delicious. There's some chocolate rubble.
You want a little bit I like that. The rubble. Cool.
There we are. All right, then for the shake part of it, we've got some Milo drink that we prepared earlier and just let it cool down a little bit. And then we're going to add
Cold Milo is
banana.
best.
Oh, it's so
I'm sorry,
We all
don't
love
talk to me
it.
about hot Milo. Cold Milo is where it's at, okay?
I'm going to add some frozen banana.
Oh,
and
nice.
do make sure that your banana is properly frozen. So try and
Okay.
do that overnight because it's going to give you that thick, creamy
Texture.
milkshake texture.
And it's a very clever way of making sure that you never waste bananas. As soon as they get to that
yes.
point of being kind of just beyond it, put them in the freezer,
them in the
keep them,
freezer.
because to bake with bananas like that, to use them in smoothies, that's when they're ideal because they're
Exactly.
sweet,
Yeah.
at the peak of their sweetness.
I always do that. I always have a bag of bananas in the freezer, and you've got, of course, vitamins and minerals, your potassium, your fiber, all very good. So you're going to blitz that together. Very, very quick and easy.
Yummy.
And I often use banana in my smoothies or even milkshakes, just as an alternative to ice cream. 'Cause
Oh, there
you've
we
got
go,
that
yeah.
nutritional.
I mean, we often use it in
value.
baking, in fact, for that
Yeah.
same purpose. It's a good binder. It's obviously you get the lovely creamy texture.
Yeah.
And to know that you're introducing the amount of nutrients that a banana carries as well.
Exactly.
Sits in a pretty good spot on the glycemic index as well.
Yeah.
It really is a wonder.
And it's going to taste brilliant as well. Nice and chocolatey.
Nice.
Then what you can do is you can top it with some cream or you can use yogurt as well. So that's also a nice nutritional option. So a nice thick, full-fat yogurt would.
Yeah, no, I mean, my
well.
boy at his age, being 3, everything is full fat, and you want to get as
Yeah.
much calcium in there as possible.
Exactly.
That's
And it-
growing bones, growing body.
Exactly. And it
growing
fills
brain.
them up, keeps them going for a couple of hours. So just pop that on top.
Beautiful.
And then, of course, we have to decorate. We have to
Yeah,
turn it
it's
into
got
a
to become
monster.
the cookie monster.
So we're going to give him some eyes. I'm going to give this little guy 3 eyes.
Yeah, because like any self-respecting
Going for the-
monster, you've got to have a third eye.
Monster. And then you can use little biscuits or anything you have just to finish it off. So we'll give him a little mouth.
And you can find there are lots of reduced sugar and kind of healthier options when it comes to your little
Definitely.
treats as well. So,
Definitely. I'm going to give him a little bit of Milo here as well.
oh, very slick.
So why not?
Nice. And he's got a little bit of monster drool because he knows he's going to eat cookies. So he's got some drool going down there as well. How
And very
cute
quick
is
and easy
that?
and a nice on-the-go option as well if you're in a rush in the mornings,
Yeah.
make your smoothie, you take it in the car.
And they can help to design their monster if they want as well,
Get them
to be able
involved.
to enjoy it. I absolutely love it. It's quick,
Absolutely.
it's easy, and you know you have the security of getting the vital nutrients in,
Yeah.
and that malt, which is an ideal nutrient to get into a young body.
Absolutely.
Give them the energy to conquer their day. Absolutely love that. Teresa, the cookie monster is beautiful. And what a great way to start your day. How fun and delicious does that look? Awesome stuff. So to get your hands on this delicious recipe, all you need to do is, as always, go to expressoshow.com. You'll find a whole host of culinary inspiration, but this one really does lead for me. Brilliant way to get your children interested in having a well-rounded and nutritious breakfast. Too cute, man.
Breakfast your day with Nestle Milo.
Only you can make my day.
are back onto Health Matters, and this week we have really unpacked the immune system and looked into understanding the importance of it and how we can build and maintain a strong and healthy immune system. Well, this morning we're now chatting to Adcock Ingram OTC Commercial Channel Manager Christine Brassel on what makes Immuenza a suitable supplement to boost your immune system and help ward off any unwelcome viruses. And they seem to be pretty much present, not only the main one that has stolen all the headlines this year, but of course many viruses present all the time. So it's vital that we protect ourselves. So Christine, great to have you on the show. Very good morning.
Morning, great to be back with you.
So firstly, why is it so important that we have a strong protective immune system?
It is our body's defense system which protects us against microorganisms and germs that we're exposed to every single day. So if our immune system isn't operating at its optimum level, we may find ourselves being attacked by viruses, germs, illnesses, and diseases, whereas otherwise we'd stand a better chance against if we have a good, strong immune system.
And of course, when you use the word system, it's something that's a part of the whole body's system, but it performs such a vital role. So what exactly then is Immuenza, and how does that assist in boosting our immune system?
Immuenza is actually an immune support. So it supports our body's natural defense system on a daily basis. Immuenza contains an ingredient called beta-glucans, and these have been proven to actually stimulate the whole immune system, the entire immune system, and protect it against germs, diseases, and illnesses.
Well, maybe you can expand on that, because I've heard recently the term beta-glucan so many times when it comes to overall health, not just with its potential within the immune system, but why is it such an important ingredient in building an immune system specifically?
Okay, well, specifically the beta-glucans in Immuenza are beta-glucan 1.3 and 1.6. These are naturally occurring substances which are found abundantly in the cell walls of bacteria and fungal cells, as well as in natural things such as seaweed, oats, and barley. Research has shown that these beta-glucans actually activate the entire immune system. They provide or contribute to continued overall good health, and they actually help us to be the best we can be in having a healty body.
Yeah, I know heart health even comes into that bigger, broader conversation as well. Is Immuenza for everybody? Can I myself as an adult have it? Can children have it? How can the whole family benefit from Immuenza?
Well, Immuenza is suitable for use by adults. We have two variants of it. But you know, how this benefits the whole family is, if you think about it, parents, adults generally have other people they have to look after and take care of. So if they are in great health, maintaining optimum immune health, they will be in a better position to take care of their children and their families and those around them.
Completely, I get that. Between my son and I, we are like incubators for each other's, nasties. And when he goes to school, he gives me something. When I go to work, I give him something. So I really do get that. Just it becomes a fire break in the family. Where can we find it?
Okay, Immuenza can be purchased from any local independent pharmacy, as well as Discam or Click stores, and you don't need a prescription. You can simply go in and ask your pharmacist where you can find it on shelf.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. Well, we've got some in studio, and the whole team has been dipping in every morning. It's certainly doing the trick here. So thank you so much for your time, and so for some really great insights as well. Stay happy, stay healthy, Christine. Great to connect with you.
Great. Thank you so much, and the same to you and your family.
Well, with the immune system playing such a vital role, as we have heard, it's important we start taking the right steps in maintaining a healthy and a strong immune system to fight off those nasty viruses. And Immuenza helps to build and maintain a healthy immune system, giving you immune support to remain at your peak.
Looking for immune support? Remain at your peak all year round with
Connecting connecting with you on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you're not following us yet, do so at Expresso Show. And let's take a look at what you had to say with this morning's post. We asked you, what is the one thing that gets you up in the morning? And you sent us some interesting comments.
Yes, you did. We start off with this Nokolo Jacobs. She says, my family, heart emojis, waking up and checking the beautiful nature outside and watching my favorite morning show, Expresso. Hashtag Morning Expresso Show, SABC3. Good morning to you, Nokolo.
Oh, beautiful. Tini Laszlo sent us a message saying, I get up every day so that I can work towards changing the situation in my family. I'd love to get a job so that I can provide for myself and my children.
I love that. Yes, Ndoni Ati, please hold on to that and continue to do the best that you can for yourself, your family, and your children. Now, this one is my personal favorite. Louise G. Sherry, who sends me sunrise pictures every single morning. She says, good morning, Expresso family. Getting up to take beautiful photos of the sunrise wherever I am. Thank you. Do not stop. We love seeing them.
We do love seeing those sunrise photos. And we also got a message from Hendrey de Klerk that says, good morning, Expresso team. Living in this amazing country and the knowledge that even when things are going bad, someone somewhere will do something amazing that will brighten up my day. So yes, the positivity of others and the fact that all hard time has an expiry date. I really, really love that message, Hendrey. And you know what? The nice thing is also no storm lasts forever. So some really true words that you've shared with us.
We love that. So make sure to keep the conversation going, keep it flowing on our social media platforms, and let us know what motivates you to get up each day. And we will read them live on the show. Make sure to keep it locked on your Feel Good Breakfast Show because the Feel Goodness continues after this.
Join us this Sunday at 12 midday as multi-platinum musician Zahara takes us on a journey back to her roots in the Eastern Cape. See how two entrepreneurs from Khayelitsha are bringing cycling to the people. And escape on a romantic getaway to Umhlanga with celebrity couple JR and Tepi Vundla. That's the Insider SA this Sunday at 12 midday, only on SABC3.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Get your 100% goodness with Crush. Scratch and stand the chance to win hundreds of goodness prizes for 100 days with hashtag Crush100.
Made with love by Clover.
Beautiful stuff. Welcome back to the kitchen as we prep to make something truly fresh and delicious this morning. Zoe is going to be my able assistant in throwing together a beautiful salad. The sun is out. Yes, it is. The days are finally getting a little bit warmer, a little bit longer, heralding in the start of salad season, baby. So how about a crunchy spring salad with a Crush 100% orange dressing? Delightful. I am so ready for that right now. But first, let's congratulate our daily Crush 100% goodness winner that gets to make it onto our wall of heroes. Kutle, will you do the honors, please? Congrats to Andre Romain. You have won yourself a NutriBullet 600 watt. It'll change your life. Let's get that pick on the leaderboard there. We call it our wall of heroes. I love it. Thank you so much, Kutle. And there you are. Your name has been forever etched into history. Congratulations. Enjoy using that NutriBullet. We're going to use ours right now. So before we take the NutriBullet out for a little bit of a spin, excuse the pun, take a look at how easy it is to win with Crush.
Are you ready to stand a chance to win 100% goodness prizes with Crush, such as NutriBullets, Veggie Bullets, Tefal kitchen appliances, bar fridges, skincare products, fitness products, and vouchers? 100% you are. 100% goodness winners will be announced daily on Expresso from Monday to Friday from September through December. To enter, buy Crush promo packs. See the back of the label to scratch, and if you find a unique code, dial the USSD number on the pack to stand a chance to win immediate prizes or go into the grand prize draw. If you do not find a unique code, keep buying Crush to find the hidden codes. Crush is 100% fruity, fresh, tasty, and refreshing.
Made with love by Clover.
So we are indeed about to make a beautiful spring salad with Crush orange dressing, and joining me in the kitchen is my beautiful ZBZ, who's going to a wedding later today, and this is how she's going to nap this afternoon.
I'm taking a nap this afternoon, so I'm going to just lay down like this because my hair and makeup's already done.
I absolutely love that. So this is really simple to make. I know there are a lot of ingredients going into it. I think the nuance really comes in with our beautiful 100% Crush orange dressing that I'm going to whip together, but you're going to be taking care of the, what did you call this earlier?
Mush it all together salad.
But
Meng het als by mekaar.
Yeah, in Afrikaans. I love
Meng
that.
het als by mekaar sly.
Okay, so what's going into your salad here?
So we have some
Watercress.
watercress, and of course I was going to say some interesting green leaves. Some cucumber that we used a potato peeler to really just get it nice into a little bit of ribbons. So I'm just going to put everything together.
Nice.
I have some spring onion.
For the crunch?
Go, a little bit of crunch, and of course we always love a little bit of colour, so I'm adding some radishes. There we go. I'm going to add all of it.
Do it, man, do it. Love radish. I know it's got a very strong flavor, so it's nice to slice it up nice and thin like that, but the texture of it, the crunch of it, it really does work beautifully in a salad. So I'm going to get right on creating our beautiful salad dressing here that we're using our 100% Crush. So I'm going to start with this, the master ingredient here, because we want this to be kind of sweet, but also have a little acidic note as well. So I'm just using a third of a cup. Okay?
And there's something about adding a little bit of citrus to your salad that really freshens it up as you head into summer.
We've even thrown in some citrus segments into the end result there. A little bit of olive oil, because you've got to balance it out. So we've got the sweet and the sour coming from our Crush.
There we go.
We've got our olive oil going in there as well. Let's pop you down there. A little bit. Can you guess what that is?
Honey?
Honey. Honey, honey.
How interesting that Beyonce has her own little beehive in her backyard.
I know, very cool. But she's just, she manages to be like this uber superstar and so wholesome and down to earth at the same time. I just have visions of Kutle in her beekeeper's outfit, which you guys will see soon. She got to deal with the bees in our own property recently. Then just a little pinch of black pepper. I love black pepper on a salad. It's like my favorite thing. So I will always use more than I need. And then
some salt.
Some salt. And we're using beautiful Malden salt here. You can get really good quality salt. So you want to make sure that you do that.
And I love making my own salad dressing. I feel like the ingredients you're about to put into your salad dressing.
Completely, 100%. You can make it exactly according to your flavor profile. Just going to mix it up. Now, I don't want it to completely emulsify and turn into mayonnaise because we do have the oil in there, so I'm going to keep it like that. Then what I'm going to do, we've got some chopped fresh herbs here. We've gone for parsley. Don't do coriander because no one likes coriander.
You don't like coriander.
No one does. It's impossible that anyone could like coriander.
They always overkill it as a garnish.
I'm telling you, man, it's just such a dominant flavor. Okay, so what we're going to do, okay, and this is a note to self, before you put the salad on your final presentation plate, I'm going to pour some on here and you're going to mix it in so that we can make sure that salad dressing gets everywhere, and then I'll save a little bit.
So you don't pour it on once it's on the plate?
You can add a little bit extra, but this way you make sure that the dressing gets everywhere in that beautiful salad.
Can I dish up for us?
Now you can dish up, and I'm going to finish it off. What we've done here is we've whipped up some feta. How cool is that?
Ooh.
So I'm going to put just a nice little dollopy of these guys all the way around.
Some color on the plate.
There we go.
There we go.
And voila. Get more of that salad on there, girl. Get
Looks
more
like
of that
little
salad.
meringues.
I know.
I love that you did that with
How
the
beautiful
feta.
does that look? And then we're just going to finish it off with some toasted almonds, just to add a little bit of extra. You were quite frugal with your
I was
salad.
about to
Get in there,
say,
get in
I
there,
think
get in
maybe
there.
I should just add more.
Do it, man. Get
Generous.
some more on there.
I've made all
Looks
of this
absolutely
already.
beautiful. And then we've also we've sliced up and peeled some beautiful orange segments just to give it an extra air of freshness. Doesn't that just scream spring, summer, joy and freshness? Zoe, you were amazing. That looks absolutely amazing. Not only is it 100% fresh and tasty, but it's also packed with 100% goodness with Crush. And here's a quick recap of how we made this if you missed any of those steps. Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for keeping it locked as we close out the last hour, or the first hour of the show at least. I love this because I grew up with a single mother. Mother makes a plan. That's just the basic truth of it all. And that's just the heart of our next story, which I love. Liesl Gaffley, she's a mother to 2 young boys who are both on the spectrum of autism, and to deal with all of the challenges that comes with raising autistic children, 2 of them, namely the lack of understanding around the condition. She has penned a children's book titled Alex and Adam's Awesome Adventure, and she now joins us in studio to talk us through what raising 2 children like that is like, but also raising the importance of Disability Awareness Month at the moment, and just how difficult I would imagine it is to go from idea to creating an amazing book like this, and it does look amazing. Liesl, thank you for joining us. So good to have you on the show. I'm going to ask you to go back to the very beginning. Is Adam the firstborn?
Alexander.
Alex is the firstborn.
Yes.
When did you know he was different?
At 18 months.
Wow, okay.
Alexander actually used to verbal, he used to speak, and then at 18 months he just stopped speaking. No eye contact. He would sit and stay on the floor, and we thought that maybe he might be having seizures, and that's what they have said, the specialists. And then we thought there's something definitely wrong. He also got very sick. We were in and out of hospital for a few months after he turned 18 months, so we knew that there was an underlying...
Something was there.
Yes.
You know, as a parent to 2 young children, I'm just imagining what that must be like at that phase as well. Then for it to happen again, was the same kind of process? Were you better prepared, or was it a double blow, almost twice as impactful?
I think that with this, when Alexander was actually diagnosed when he was 2.5, and Adam was diagnosed when he was 3. So I think that with Alex, we kind of the steps already in place for Adam, but the diagnosis was actually very different, whereas Alexander is mild functioning, and Adam, who's 5, he is high functioning, so they're very different, so very different challenges as well.
And that's at the heart, the very nature of the disorder, because we say it's a spectrum,
yes,
because every child exhibits differently. What was your reaction? How did you wrap your head around that? I can imagine there must have been a million emotions going through you. How did you come to grips with this?
When Alexander was diagnosed, I actually remember immediately in the specialist, the pediatric neurologist's office, we walked out and immediately I started calling schools. I was like, he's going to go to a good school, he's going to get speech, he's going to get OT, like I need everything that he needs. Yes, I was
full
like,
mother. Yeah.
Whatever he needs, he's going to get. And I think that early intervention is very important when it comes to kids on the spectrum, and it helped him to where he is now. So I was very much, this is what he needs and this is what he's going to get.
Because the resources are there, and the parents aren't alone through this struggle. And because of what you've done, I think more parents are going to be brought into that inclusive bubble now. What made you decide to do the book, and what has it taken to create this amazing piece?
This book was on my laptop for 2 years.
Wow.
To get an illustrator to actually bring my vision and my words to life took quite a bit of time. And having the kids with that's exactly how they look. That's what the book.
So, cool.
So bringing it to life, everything took about 3 years to do.
Sure.
But it's my whole heart in this book. And the reason why I wanted to do the book was to create awareness, and for other kids to actually see that, okay, if Alex is holding his ears, it's okay. You know, they want to be a part of things, they want to have friends, and nobody wants to be alone. So that's the reason why we created the book.
Has it helped you on a personal note going through this process?
Yes, it's a long journey, a challenging journey, but it's worth it.
If you have an opportunity now, seeing as we are raising awareness, to connect now with a parent in your exact position in that critical phase when you're coming to grips with what's going on, when the question marks are far bigger than the answers, what would you say to a parent with an autistic child?
The first thing I would say is trust yourself you are doing the best that you can. There are resources out there that you can use, especially you can go to Autism Western Cape. They're amazing. They have all the resources that you need and counselling as well. And get a diagnosis and take the necessary steps. Get them onto a waiting list for schools because the list is quite long. So do those steps, and in between see if you can get speech and OT, and it will help tremendously by the time your child is actually placed in a school.
And I think now, from all of the guests that I've been able to interview in this space, we are growing leaps and strides in our understanding of the condition, of the spectrum, and what we can do. There are resources, and there are amazing people like you creating awareness, and I think just making not just children, but the parents also feel like they're not alone in this.
Yeah.
So, Liesl, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well done. This is like a third child that you've released into the world, so I have a feeling it's going to make quite an impact as well, but thank you so much for everything that you've done in this space. Really is amazing. And here's the good news for you guys at home. We are giving away 3 copies of Alex and Adam's Awesome Adventure. What we need you to do is go onto our Facebook page and let us know what has been the most helpful book for you, because a book can do that. It can change the way you see the world, and it can have a fundamental impact on your life. So what has been the most helpful book for you? You can find all the terms and conditions for this little competition on expressoshow.com. Once again, Liesl, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All the best of luck for the next phase of your journey with your 2 beautiful boys.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's now 7 o'clock. Time for us to look at your morning headlines. Starting with national news, President Cyril Ramaphosa yesterday announced that government had gazetted 50 strategic integrated projects valued at 340 billion rand as part of its infrastructure development plans. Although the main goal of the infrastructure fund is to implement over 270 projects with a total investment value of more than 2.7 trillion rand. Ramaphosa said the work done this far was encouraging. The projects are focused on different targets, including water and sanitation, energy, and human settlements. And the organization undergoing tax abuse, that's OTA, says it has been flooded with complaints from motorists claiming their efforts to renew their licenses have been blocked because of traffic fines they had no knowledge of. OTA said the organization believed in some instances that enforcement officers against the motorists were not issued. Meanwhile, OTA last month also called on Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula to consider changing the driver's license renewal process from 5 years to 10 years, as this would save both consumers and the government time and money. We move beyond South Africa's borders, where popular Ugandan politician and musician Bobby Wine has been cleared by the Electoral Commission to run in next year's presidential election. 38-year-old Wine, whose real name is Robert, is among 11 candidates challenging President Yoweri Museveni, who has been in power since 1986. Wine has shaken up politics in Uganda since he was elected to parliament in 2017. Since he expressed his presidential ambitions, police and military have repeatedly dispersed his rallies and beaten and detained his supporters. And Turkish rescue crews found a bright spot of joy amid devastation yesterday, pulling a little girl out of a collapsed apartment building 4 days after a strong earthquake ravaged the large city of Izmir. The 3-year-old girl named Ayda Gezgin, but Turkish officials are calling her our miracle after it emerged that she emerged relatively unscathed despite spending 91 hours pinned between a heavy dishwasher and debris. As she was being taken away, covered by a thermal blanket, all Ayda asked for was a yogurt drink and Turkish meatballs. I'm certainly glad that she is safe and reunited with her family. And now for some truly encouraging news from our neighboring state of Mozambique. It's been the resurrection of a once significant game reserve where Hollywood's greats of yesteryear, such as John Wayne and Gregory Peck, visited to decompress after partying in the then Lorenzo Marquis, now known as Maputo. That's at the iconic Hotel Polona. Gorongosa National Park occupies 4,067 sprawling square meters of central Mozambique. It's breathtakingly beautiful with picturesque mountains, waving savanna, thick woodlands, and animals galore. Indeed, one of the most compelling emerging destinations in Africa. This is the picture today, but some 28 years ago, it was battered. It was a battered region due to the bitter Frelimo and Renamo conflict in the 15 years between 1977 and 1992. But one man's passion for nature and wildlife has changed it all. Greg Carr, an American philanthropist, basically funded the resurrection of Gorongosa to the tune of some $50 million. With wildlife numbers up from 10,000 in 2010 to some 100,000 today, there can be fewer finer places to visit. And the flow of visitors grows stronger each week, already living up to its name it's already living up to its name of bygone days, the place where Noah left his ark. And on that note, that's where we leave your morning headlines. Let's take another look at your sport.
Thanks so much, Zoe. Let's kick it off with football. They might have been off the field for a spell, but no signs of rust as Banyana started their CASAFA Cup title defence with a 2-0 win over Angola at the Wolfson Stadium in Port Elizabeth yesterday. So this was Banyana's first match in over a year due to COVID-19 restrictions. Desiree Ellis' side found the opener 5 minutes before half-time with a goal from Lonatemba Mhlongo. Then Banyana made it 2-0 in the 60th minute when Karabo Dlamini found the back of the net. Staying with midweek footballing action, Chippa United recorded a 3-1 win over Maritzburg United at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in the PSL last night. This was Chippa's first win of the new PSL season as Maritzburg remained winless after 3 matches. A hat-trick by striker Benvenu Ivan Gar securing the win for the Chili Boys. And there'll be 7 PSL fixtures to look out for tonight. SuperSport United face Stellenbosch FC, Bloem Celtic take on Orlando Pirates. Kaizer Chiefs host TS Galaxy, and Cape Town City, they'll welcome reigning champions Mamelodi Sundowns to the Cape Town Stadium. All those fixtures kicking off at 7:30. And casting a wider gaze on the international front, UEFA Champions League football continued last night as well, with some pretty big wins for Liverpool, Man City, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, and plenty of goals to boot. The in-form new signing Diogo Jota scoring a hat-trick as Liverpool crushed Atalanta 5-0. Jurgen Klopp's side now have gone through all 3 Group D games without conceding a goal. Then defending champions Bayern Munich, they thrashed Red Bull Salzburg 6-2 to maintain their 100% record. Man City beat Olympiacos 3-0, and Real Madrid finally recorded their first Champions League win of the season with a 3-2 win over old foes Inter Milan. And tonight, Man United, Barcelona, PSG and Chelsea will all be in Champions League action. That's starting at 5 minutes to 8 in South African time. Then bringing it back to South African soil, our Olympic champion and world record holder Wade van Niekerk has returned to the track for the first time since recovering from his bout of coronavirus with a 400-meter win at a meet in Potch. Van Niekerk, who last raced in September at the Gala de Castilla in Switzerland, won the race in a time of 45.92 seconds, off the pace by his standards. That was at the Athletics Central Northwestern Open Track and Field meeting. Then on to cricket. Let's start with the local news first. After day 2 of the CSA 4-day series, the Knights lead the Warriors by 298 runs with 10 wickets still in hand. The K Cobras, they lead the Titans as we speak by 235 runs with 5 wickets remaining, with Proteas opening batsman Dean Elgar sending a great message ahead of the inbound English tour. He got to double figures, 101 runs from 143 deliveries. And the Dolphins, they currently trail the Highveld Lions by 69 runs, but they do still have 9 wickets in the bag. Then further afield, Australia's David Warner and India's Redaman Saha, they guided the Sunrisers Hyderabad to an emphatic 10-wicket win over the table-topping Mumbai Indians at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium last night to confirm their spot in the Indian Premier League playoffs. So the Sunrisers will now play the Royal Challengers Bangalore in Friday's eliminator match, and the winner of that encounter will then advance to Sunday's second qualifying encounter. That's up against either the Delhi Capitals or the Mumbai Indians again for a place in the IPL final. That's a wrap of your sport for this Wednesday morning. Let's take another look at some of your beautiful sunrise pictures.
Well, let's jump straight into those gorgeous pictures. Gary Orkamp takes our breath away with this glorious sunrise picture taken in East London. You can expect some grey skies, which is forecasted for today with a 25% probability of rain. And then a picture from Ntokozo Theo Makatini, who is from the hustle hub of Mzansi, that's Johannesburg, who sends us his greetings with this stunning multicolored sunrise picture. Josie, you can start your day off with a low of 14 degrees and will reach an afternoon temperature of about 25 degrees Celsius. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for sending your sunrise pictures, and do continue to send them to our social media platforms and we will show them live on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now, hundreds of concerned Americans living in Alabama on Sunday night reported a bright fireball shooting across the sky. They were probably thinking, well, we've had wildfires, hurricanes, killer hornets, COVID-19, a presidential election, so what next? Well, fortunately for them, this event was nothing more than a moment of beauty in the sky, because a fireball is just another term for a very bright meteor. And it turns out that Earth's atmosphere sees several thousand meteors of fireballs magnitude each day, so they are quite common. We are just unable to see them, and that's due to daylight and because of vast majority of them occurring over the ocean. However, the brighter the fireball, the more rare it is, and fortunately, a home security camera captured this phenomena for all of us to see. Well, let's get straight into those temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, your low for today is 16, your high 25. Mbombela 20 with a high of 31. Pretoria 14, a high of 26. Johannesburg 14 with a high of 25. Mahikeng 16, 28. As jy in Klerksdorp is, 'n minimum van 16, 'n maximum van 29. Kimberley 17, 29. Donderweer kan verwag word in Bloemfontein met 'n minimum van 14 en 'n maximum van 27. Sunny conditions in Richards Bay. Your high for today is 34. Some thunder showers can be expected in Maritzburg today with a low of 17, a high of 32. KZN Durban, your low is 20, your high 27. Mthatha 16 with a high of 29. Cloudy conditions in East London with a high of 23. Craddock 16 reaching a high of 30. Port Elizabeth 18, 23. Partly cloudy conditions in George today, a low of 17, a high of 22. Cape Town, expect potential rain of at least 55%. This is in Cape Town with a low of 19, a high of 25. Worcester, your high for today is 31. Sutherland 13 reaching a high of 27, and Uppington partly cloudy with a low of 17 and a high of 32 degrees Celsius. And that's where we leave your weather for this morning.
Happy birthday, have a happy birthday. Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Yeah, it's a happy day. It's a beautiful day. It's your special day. It could be your birthday today. It's that time of the day where we wish you, our most loved and loyal and appreciated viewers, a very happy birthday. And if it is, in fact, your birthday today, you share it with none other than the drop-dead gorgeous Sashi Naidu. She turns. And this is a milestone. This is a milestone birthday. I'm going to ask her first because she is on the line with us right now. Sashi, can I tell everyone how old you are today?
Yes.
Can I first
I'm very
guess?
proud of it.
Can Kutle guess first?
Yeah.
Okay, Kutle, go for it.
34.
34. Are you turning 34?
Nope.
Nope, she is not. She is joining a very a notable club. She is now turning 40. It's a magical year. It's unbelievable looking at your gorgeous face. It's a big one. It's massive. I think most notably, Sash, it's a year where entrepreneurs really discover themselves and hit their straps. And we know you obviously as an actress, a business visionary, you're a model, you're an MC, you do it all. And I'm hoping that this is going to be... I know, but you are amazing, man. And I've walked this parallel path with you in the industry for a couple of decades now. I mean, I remember probably meeting you back in the FHM days, many moons back.
Oh my goodness.
Completely. So I've got to ask, first question, it looks like you've been out in the bush doing something amazing. I've seen you doing yoga with lions behind you. Where have you been over the last couple of weeks?
I've had the most incredible. I went away to the game reserve to get a bit rested and relaxed before the birthday. And now I'm in your gorgeous city. I don't know if you can see everything that's happening. I've got the ocean behind me, the mountain over there. So no better place to be than Cape Town. That's where you celebrate. You don't get it all the time. But
Completely, man. I'm so glad you're down south and enjoying it. What have you got planned for your birthday? Because knowing Sashi, it's going to be a pretty powerful thing. I know it was over the weekend. What did you get up to for the celebration?
Yes, it was actually an epic party. We did a Halloween bash. I was poison ivy. I was green from head to toe with a red wig.
Oh, wow.
It was a really awesome party. 100 people. We kept it just under the numbers. It was a beautiful party with all the people I love. And we did a bit of dress up.
It looks spectacular. I've got to ask, what are you most excited about? Because I think a lot of us now are starting to see the silver lining after this crazy year. New opportunities are emerging. As the entrepreneur, this amazing entrepreneur that you are, what are you most excited about in your 40th year on this planet?
I think this year, and we all say it's been so tough on everyone. I didn't even think I would have a birthday party this year. I just felt like there was nothing to celebrate. But as we get toward the end, I'm just seeing that silver lining, and I have so much hope for going forward. And I'm just grateful to be alive, grateful to have my businesses, grateful to have amazing friends. I'm just feeling really blessed and in a very good space.
That makes me so happy to hear. I've got to say, I've got a huge amount of respect for you and everything that you've achieved on camera, in front of cameras, but also most notably what you've been doing to drive the industry, to secure the bag, girl. You set an amazing example to so many people out there. So keep doing that, keep doing you, and keep celebrating your birthday for the next 2 weeks. Make it a birthday festival.
I intend to. It is my birthday month.
We love you, Sash.
For drinks, I will be celebrating the whole month.
Well, you've earned it, girl. Go and savor every second. But a very happy birthday from the Expresso family.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, man,
she's
gorgeous.
A cool cat, man. She's
Still
a cool
taken
cat.
aback by the fact that she's 40 years old. She needs to drop that skincare routine, please. But now down to our favorite celebrities, which is you guys, our loved and loyal viewers. Marvin Titus, this one goes out to you. I want to wish myself a happy 26th birthday, and may all my wishes come true, from Marvin Titus, a.k.a. Marvy Baby. This video is from my mom. Let's check it out.
Oh, cute, man.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Marvin. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you, my child, from your 3 sisters and your brother. Thank you.
I love that. Yes, Kenzani Magwagwa. Happy birthday to my friend Kenzani Magwagwa. May God grant you many more years to come. From your friend Mina Fernandez.
Happy birthday as well to Joshua Cole Dutoy. Happy 20th birthday. In fact, Joshua Cole Dutoy, we trust that today is as special as you are to us. We love you so much, and that's from your dada and from your nana. Kelly Jamie also celebrating. Happy birthday to Kelly Jamie. We wish you a blessed day and many more to come. Also, congrats on your engagement.
Ooh.
That's coming to you from Dion and the family, and I'm going to throw in the last one. Kiasha, happy birthday to our gorgeous princess. Kiasha, may you continue to be as bright as the stars, and I pray God richly bless you today and always, with lots of love from your grandma, your grandpa, your uncle Shane, and Auntie Prun. Have a lovely day. Love you lots, and we're sending you a happy birthday from our side as well.
From the entire family. Now, if you would like to wish your loved one, a colleague, a friend, whoever, a happy birthday, make sure to send us those beautiful videos we love seeing. A 15-second video on WhatsApp to 071-640-6551, so you can wish your loved ones a happy birthday live on the show. And also, who knows, we might be giving them a call to brighten up their morning and make it a happy, happy birthday. From all of us to you, if you're celebrating.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Ching, ching.
Crew is still celebrating their 80th birthday, and as part of the festivities, they're giving you a chance to win your share of 1 million rands in prizes.
Oh yes, that's correct. Grocery hampers and vouchers are up for grabs daily, while stylish luxury Le Creuset pot sets can be yours weekly.
And the grand prize? A stunning kitchen makeover. And to enter is really simple. Buy any 2 Koo products, dial *120*1987# and follow the prompts.
And remember, keep your till slip as proof to qualify for your awesome prize.
Competition ends 13 November 2020. T's and C's do apply. Koo, it's the best you can do.
It's my Feelgood breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. Time to put a smile on that dial, hopefully. I think this year has been probably one of the most challenging that any of us can remember. And we are all looking for some local feel-good news. And that is why we have launched our Good News Mzansi segment based on fun, inspirational, some downright feel-good news from around the country, hopefully to inspire you and just see how amazing this country actually is and to get you through the next stretch of this year. It's almost done, guys. It's almost done. But our first story has been trending on Facebook, and rightly so, pretty cool. It's about a teacher who brought a whole bunch of balloons to school and then told her pupils to blow them up. Then they all wrote their names on one of those balloons and then threw it into the hallway. The teacher then gave the children a minute to find the balloon with their name on it. But after a frantic, manic search with kids running around going crazy, none of the children could find their balloons.
And after seeing this, the teacher told them to grab any balloon and give it to the person whose name is on it. And in less than 2 minutes, everyone was holding their own balloon. She then said to the children, now these balloons are like happiness. We won't find it when we're searching for our own, but if we care about someone else's happiness, it will ultimately help us find our own.
And as you can see, there were a lot of balloons, okay? There were a ton of balloons. But I love that, a great way to illustrate a very important fact that all of us need to take on board this year. And you can help someone else feel so much better about their life. Now, the second story, I absolutely love it because I love my own pups. This is proof that love truly can heal all wounds and all hounds. So Mandy Hoffman-Jensen recently found a very badly neglected dog in an informal settlement and then turned to social media to help to get him healthy and happy again. And we have got Mandy on the line right now for a chat about Bucks and his incredible transformation from neglected pup on the street to now finding his forever home. Look at that face. I'm sorry, Mandy, I'm not talking about your face. I'm talking about Bucks's gorgeous little face. Oh my word, what a scene stealer.
Well, Mandy, you know what, looking at Bucks, he looks so happy and content being next to you, but he had a very interesting journey. How did you find Bucks?
We actually go into an informal settlement called Bucks Farm in Shongweni. And we started feeding the dogs and just helping the owners understand what the dogs' needs are, dewormers, tick and flea, helping them. With lockdown, I think a lot of people have battled. So we decided now to go in and feed the dogs, which I used to buy the dogs food and go in and feed them. And we started with dogs, getting them spayed and neutered, and then we decided, no, well, we'd give the owners bags of food, which really, really helped. And we have a few little children that we've befriended that bring their dogs to show us how they're doing. And these little boys said to us one day, please, you've got to come and have a look at this dog. And we went up the mountain, walking up the mountain, and we found Bucks. And I spoke to the owner then, and I said, you know, what do you want to do with Bucks? And she said, no, you know, that she really cannot look after him, and she would like to give him to us. So I put it on social media about Bucks, and Kay Sargent from Animal Lodge had put on my Facebook page, please bring him to me and we will keep him here as long as he needs. So I uplifted Bucks from Bucks Farm on the 2nd of October, and I took him straight through to Hillbase Vets. He spent the night there. They checked him for parvo, and he did have biliary, and he was way underweight and obviously dehydrated. He only spent one night there. And then I took Bucks through to Animal Lodge the next morning. And yeah, it was all uphill from there. And I obviously needed then donations for vet bills. There are more dogs in Bucks Farm that need vets and dewormers, and like I said before. And yes, we've just, Karen Boyd and I go into Bucks Farm every second week now, twice a week. And we feed the dogs and just look after the dogs there. And he's gone from strength to strength.
It looks like it, and he has the most gorgeous smile we have ever seen. He just looks like he's in the lap of luxury with you. So I think he has found definitely his forever home. I'm hoping our friends at Next God Spectra, we've got a lot of guys that have the same kind of sentiment and drive as you to go and help these pups. So hopefully the right person is listening right now. But please give Bucks a big, big cuddle on our behalf. And thank you so much for doing what you are doing, not just with Bucks, but with the community at large. Thank you so much for being that kind of South African, because that's what the world needs to see. So Mandy, congratulations. Can we get a round of applause for the transformation that is Bucks? But Mandy, have a beautiful day. Go and get your cuddles. Absolutely love that.
Super. Thank you so much.
Oh, man, beautiful and truly inspirational. Well, there you have it, Mzansi, for some good news in Mzansi. If you have any feel-good news that you would like to share with us, please connect with us on social media and share the positivity. The feel-goodness continues right now. Now, since the start of the lockdown, South Africans have been forced to become even more creative than before. From cooking, we've seen a lot of banana bread posts, and craftsmanship, to exercise and education. And we've all had to adapt. We've survived and began the process towards thriving once again. And thanks to Nedbank's Here's to You Mzansi campaign, South Africans all stand a chance to win a whopping 5,000 rands cash prize for simply sharing their story of surviving lockdown using the hashtag Here's to You Mzansi. And we've been overwhelmed with incredible entries, truly showing Mzansi's diversity and amazing talent over a variety of fields. And there are a number of responses that we've actually received, right?
That's right. So I'm going to start off with the first one that came through from Bongiwe that says, was forced to start her own side hustle in order to keep food on the table during these difficult times. She created and sold customizable protective face masks as her workplace has been forced to shut down. So very great initiative from her.
Yeah, man, great. You see a need, you answer it. That's what entrepreneurs do. Then I love this one coming to us from Dineo Mkwabane from Mpumalanga. She shared this inspiring story, telling us how she and her team from Miss Teen Integrity assisted the community by donating sanitary towels, cooked and cleaned for the children at the Itumbeni Children's Home. Well done. Dineo told us that she's very big on philanthropy, clearly, and this was the best way that she could make another happy during these very difficult times. Well done.
Ukilebohile Moloi took this situation into her own hands, literally by creating and selling various sling bags and handbags in a variety of African prints. She has since then taken the business online, where she has been warmly received and is able to provide for herself and her family. Most importantly, Ukilebohile stressed that aside from providing an income, creating her pieces was a form of therapy for her during an extremely tough time.
And from those pictures, they look beautiful.
Stunning. I need one. You need one, Zoe.
I would love to have one.
My word. She's going places, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We also got an entry from Susan, who literally put her money where others' mouths were by opening a fast food stall in her community. She was not only providing the food to the locals that the locals wanted most, it also taught her that you can achieve whatever you put your mind to in spite of the circumstances. And I think that was something most people, especially here in South Africa, had to learn.
Yeah, man, we've learned the depth and I think the reservoir of strength and fortitude. So a massive thank you to all of you that have already entered. You've inspired us this morning. I think it's clear to see that Mzansi, as always, is ready to overcome any obstacle in our path. And if you haven't already entered, fear not, as you still have just a little bit of time to get on the action. Share your stories with us on Expresso's Facebook and Twitter competition post. Tell us how you made it through lockdown. And don't forget to include that hashtag, here's to you, Mzansi, and you could be winning a 5,000 Rand cash, in hard cash, courtesy of Nedbank. This promo ends tonight at midnight, so make sure that you get that entry in. Inspire us. We want to hear your story, but for all the terms and conditions, you can find it on expressoshow.com.
So I'm chatting to Umalume Musa here. He's owned a small clothing factory for years now, and he's always inspired me with his success. But like a lot of businesses, this lockdown's hit him hard. So he spoke to his banker, and they've put together a tailor-made relief solution for him to help his business and his people get through this. Making your bank your business partner, that's a habit worth keeping.
It's my Feelgood breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show, coming large and in charge on SABC3. Now, before the break, we spoke of all positive things people have been doing to get through lockdown. This story is no different. Beach cleaning just got a whole lot easier. In fact, 2 men might have changed the game for picking up litter on our beaches through the invention of their Enviro buggy.
My name is Luigi Fessio. I'm from Johannesburg and the inventor of the Enviro buggy with the assistance of and input from Chris of the See the Bigger Picture. The Enviro buggy is manufactured by us in Johannesburg. The function of the Enviro buggy is to clean up all the plastics and nurdles on the beach, whether it be polystyrene, plastic bags. It's self-driven by a 7 kilowatt petrol motor, so you don't have to push it or pull it or anything like that. It's self-propelled.
I'm Chris Kraus from See the Bigger Picture Ocean Initiative. I'm the CEO and chairman of the organization. It all started when I attended a beach clean at Muizenberg Corner, and I decided to tackle the high water mark, which seemed to have a lot of plastic on it. And it took me 2 hours to clean half a square meter, and I'm a builder by trade, so I needed to find a better, more efficient way of picking this plastic up. That night I actually phoned Luigi, and I asked him if there was a way that we could build a machine that could suck up microplastics a lot more effectively. A microplastic is a piece of plastic that has degraded from an original piece of virgin plastic, say a bottle, plastic bag, anything that is plastic. A nurdle is virgin plastic, so that is it's a little pellet that looks about the size of slightly smaller than a Smartie, and you find them all over the beaches. There was a big nurdle spill in Durban Harbour about 2 years ago. We are still finding nurdles on our Cape beaches.
This machine can collect about 1 cubic meter of debris, uncompressed. Once it's compressed, it's going to be about 20 square centimeters in size. So it's a huge volume area instead of once compressed, it's very small. This particular type of technology, as far as we know, is not available anywhere. We're trying to get this on all our beaches throughout the country, not only our beaches, inland as well, which means that we need to get the big businesses and the municipalities involved, so that we can, and job creation as well.
Currently, because it's in the testing phase, we've been testing on Lagoon Beach mostly because of the access, but in the next couple of days we want to go and take it to Fishhook and possibly Muizenberg, because there's been reports of a lot of nurdles on the beach. The challenges with this machine is obviously with design development, things crop up that you don't expect. One of the big issues we've had is the filtration, filtering the plastics effectively and getting rid of the sand as we go, otherwise we end up dragging half the beach with us. The maneuverability is challenging, but this is Mark 1, and it has taught us a lot on how firstly that weight matters. The suction of the fan is obviously quite a challenging aspect. We've found out that it working in soft sand is far more effective than in the wet sand, because the wet sand clogs the filters, for instance. Mark 1 is a work in progress. Mark 2 is already on the drawing boards, and we've already come up with solutions to some of the challenges we found. Our future plans for this is to have one on every single beach. We need it. What you don't see on these beaches is that the microplastics are everywhere. But we plan to have one on every beach on South Africa's coast, if not Africa's coast, if our plan comes together.
What an incredible invention, truly changing the world one step at a time. Now, joining us in studio this morning is Chris Kraus, the CEO and chairman of See the Bigger Picture, to tell us more about the project. A very good morning. Welcome to the show.
Morning.
I mean, you've already mentioned that you are still, in the testing process. You're testing out the Enviro buggy. How's that going for you?
Very well. Being the first version of it, we had quite a few challenges. The testing was incredibly informative as to what challenges we face now. Version 2 is already on the cards and designs have been drawn up. So we're very excited. We just need the funding to get it going now. With testing, it's obviously very challenging when it comes to things you don't foresee. So the last couple of weeks have been very, very positive.
And if we don't intervene, you know, to kind of help in, or assist rather, in picking up the microplastic granules, or what is this again?
These are nurdles. Nurdles, yeah. Those are virgin pieces of plastic. All bottles, any plastic product starts off like that. We are finding a hell of a lot of those on the beaches at the moment. There was a spill 3 weeks ago up the East Coast. So the EnviroBug is essentially designed to suck these up as well as the microplastics.
And that's very essential also.
Definitely, yes.
And then what happens if we don't do that? Please paint the bigger picture for us. How does it affect the environment?
Well, currently 100 million animals are killed by plastic in the ocean, which is a massive amount. We cannot, that's per year. We cannot continue like this. So it is a massive, it is an environmental pandemic, if you want to term the phrase. These little nurdles are essentially oil, because plastic is made from oil. So this is a climate catastrophe, really. And there isn't a single beach on the entire planet that doesn't have plastic on it. So the problem is massive. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean the problem isn't there.
It's not there, exactly. And we all need to kind of pick up our weight in trying to make a change. Can you please get into, you know, the kind of various work that you do, also to encourage people at home to be very much hands-on and involved?
Okay, so See the Bigger Picture has 3 initiatives. The first one is the Defenders of the Blue, where we take kids from underprivileged communities and we teach them citizen science, we teach them how to snorkel. They love the interaction with the science and nature. Then we have our monthly beach cleans, which we have one on the 14th of November at the Black River next week. That's a very, very high impact clean because we pick up 1/2 ton of plastics every time we go there. And then we're trying to innovate and come up with good ideas to help with the cleaning. We'll never solve the problem by cleaning the beaches alone. We have to teach people to live a circular lifestyle. So recycling is one way. Repurposing plastics, repurposing anything that can be repurposed so that we're not taking it out of nature. So yeah, See the Bigger Picture has those 3 programs mainly, and then we also have corporate engagement where we do talks at schools.
I love that. All about conservation, all about sustainability. And we need to kind of also move towards, you know, that direction in terms of the processes that are used in producing products that we all consume. One message that you have for everyone watching right now to be involved in kind of this green direction you are following.
This is not an individual thing, so we all have to put our minds to it, and we have to get out onto the beaches. We have to change our behaviors when it comes to single-use plastic. We all have to do this together. It is a global problem, and it is a human problem, and we have to solve it together.
It's a global pandemic. Truly great work being done by Chris Kraus and all the people involved in the organization. # See the Bigger Picture. We can certainly assist them in doing our part and picking up after ourselves.
Can you feel it, Mzansi? The core of your favorite places is just beyond the horizon. From Kruger Park to the Cape Winelands, summer in the cities of Durban and Jozi to the endless reaches of those Garden Route beaches. Protea Hotels by Marriott welcomes you back. With Marriott Bonvoy members enjoying 25% off, including free breakfast, and non-members 15% off. Book your dream escape now on Marriott.com.
It's my Feelgood Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3. When it comes to our living areas, there's a growing trend for urban jungles. The idea that your indoor living space can reflect Mother Nature at her most abundant. And it doesn't matter even which room you're referring to. We have literally gone in, we've made our lounge here and our dining room and in studio look like an urban jungle. And here to chat through this trend and how to achieve it at home is editor of Modern Living and Go Hustle, Danelle Weekly, joining us in studio. Good morning.
Hi.
I love how you've transformed our space.
Oh, thank you. I could have gone wild, which is, I think, the point of this trend, is that you can't actually help yourself once you start, because as soon as you use a word like jungle, you immediately want to be more lavish with the plants. And I think that's what makes this trend so great. It's something that started on Instagram a couple of years ago, as you started seeing kind of beautiful Scandi homes with indoor plants, and it's become this by the end of 2020, after a year of living in your own homes, of bringing the outdoors in and even into the decor accessories. Exactly.
Well, I'm someone that I don't have a garden. I live in an apartment, so bringing the outdoors in is something I need. What if for someone in that position, what would you recommend for them to bring into their house?
Well, it's the green-fingered versus not green-fingered conundrum, isn't it? So what I've actually done is I've brought some living plants, but then also what's been so great is that Woolworths has a lot of faux plants. And I like the balance of those two things. So being able to have stuff that's alive, whether fresh flowers in a vase or in pots, versus a couple of things like orchids, which I sometimes fail to keep in as plushy good humor as the faux versions often are, is a great way of doing it. And then with the scatter cushions and the fabrications that have come through around foliage, there's such beautiful stuff that you can then add that green element and those like indigenous flowers and things to kind of feel like there's more of a mood.
And you can bring it into your space. So I'm a plant mom and I love my faux little orchid. So this one right here, it looks real. I'm assuming this is a faux orchid?
That is a faux orchid. I am now an expert on the real ones, but these ones really do give me a sense of joy, because I know they're not as fussy as the ones that I'm lovingly trying to cultivate in the background. But yes, lots of beautiful fake plants. They go so well with like a cluster of candles. They're beautiful on a table. They're beautiful clustered with real plants or floral arrangements. I love them.
Well, you've brought some interesting, beautiful vases with you.
Yes.
Now, there's a fine line between cluster and cluttered. Talk us through the best way.
I honestly don't know what you mean. So more is always more. I love a collection.
Sometimes be too much.
I love a collection. I think that sometimes something that just floats on a table feels exactly like that, like a floater. So a statement vase, one of the big ones, is something that I love. It's great for the middle of a table. And it doesn't have to mean that because you've got a huge vase that it needs to be an expensive arrangement of flowers. I just popped in a whole lot of leaves. I wish I could tell you which ones. I really can't. But it can just be something green and beautiful. So a statement vase in the middle of a table is gorgeous. If you've got smaller vases, I always think it's nice to kind of play with the heights and shapes and cluster a few together, not clutter. Yes. Just cluster. But if they're the same, you could also kind of run them along the table so that you've got kind of more of a line of beautiful things. The same with bowls. Again, you can play with heights, bowls versus vases, and put things together. I do like something like that. I do like them when they...
Me too, and I love how you've displayed it here in studio. Now, when we've spoken about the faux plants, we've spoken about the living plants. Let's talk about how we can incorporate that urban jungle feel through the textiles.
Right. So, I mean, I think for me, the trend around urban jungles, getting into foliage is so cool on the textile front. So, it doesn't necessarily just need to be green leaves. There's a lot of beautiful prints like the one that you've got on your side, which is more hand-printed indigenous flowers. There's a huge move towards all of the tropical prints as well. So, not just the greens in terms of leaves, but tropical prints like the bowl on the table. There's a beautiful collection of outdoor wear at Woolworths at the moment that's all green-leaved bowls and planters and things like that. It's a great summer inclusion as well.
Oh, amazing. And you know what? I have these big frames on my walls, and I just exchanged the print in it for something floral, just to bring that urban jungle feel into a very small space.
It does. I think with a small space, it makes it so important to kind of have that living greenery, and having the prints as well as the plants kind of caps it off. Yeah, totally.
It's a win. Well, Danelle, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Are you going to be back next week?
I'll be back next week.
Okay, well,
I look forward to seeing you.
We'll be weekly on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Well, that was my little joke. I tried really, really hard to throw that in there. But you can also transform your indoor space into an urban jungle. And listen up, because Woolies, you can shop the living accessories and decor online at Woolworths today and tomorrow. That is the 4th and the 5th of November this year, and get up to 40% off. This is a 2-day online only deal, so make sure that you get your hands on some of these amazing decor items and don't miss out, because it's only today and tomorrow.
Oh, I absolutely love a little green in our studio space. Hopefully that'll stick around. But let's be honest here, a little bit of summer is what the whole year is actually about. And we want to make sure it's a smooth one, which brings us to our next installment of Tropica, School of Smooth.
Welcome to the School of Smooth, where I teach you how to be cool by the pool. Today's lesson, not in your boat. Not smooth. Smooth. Tropica. Nothing smoother.
We love Snap.
Absolutely love
Snap,
that.
We love you, bro. We love you, man. That
Hilarious.
is smooth. Make your day smooth by entering your favorite Tropica competition to stand a chance to win.
Yes, it's very simple. All you have to do is buy any Tropica promotional pack with a red cap, flip the cap. If you don't find smooth, then try flipping another cap until you do. And once you've found smooth under the cap, follow the details on the pack to stand a chance of winning smooth instant prize.
Oh, and there's a whole range of them. And plus, you then stand a chance of going into our main draw to win a weekly grand prize, and I mean grand, live on Expresso every Friday by flipping a red cap on our wall until you find smooth.
Our wall of smooth and not smooth. Now this Friday, you could be flipping the caps for a chance of winning a washing machine. And everyone knows by now I need a washing machine. An appliance incredible for every household to keep your clothes looking smooth.
I got no luck in me today.
What's
I can't
going
do it,
on
man. So
with
go on.
you? Let me
Get your
help you.
Tropica today to enter, and the more Tropicas you buy and find smooth, the more chances you have of winning. And we could be calling you live on Friday to flip a cap, but you can find all the terms and conditions. Please find it smooth. That could be you. You can find it on tropica.co.za. That is smooth.
Are you smooth or not smooth? Buy Tropica. Flip the cap. If you find smooth, you stand a chance to win smooth prizes. Tropica. Nothing smoother.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3. Well, if you've just joined us, I don't understand where you've been, but you are just in time for something really delicious. We have the perfect main dish to go with the beautiful spring salad with orange dressing we prepared earlier. Keeping the orange flavor strong, we are going to show you a few tips and tricks to making the ultimate pork belly with a crackling sound, crunchy. Your neighbors will know what you're having for dinner tonight. Trust you, me, and Teresa knows, the perfect way of achieving this dish.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Even better for seeing this beautiful dish this morning.
I would love to help you, but I want to be the observer
That's
actually
fine,
and learn
that's
every
fine.
single thing.
Well, it's so simple, it's so easy, so it's absolutely cool. So we've got our pork belly here. You're going to start by scoring the fat on the pork belly, and this is an important step because what we're going to be doing is we're taking a bit of salt and a bit of bicarb. This is going to give us our beautiful crackling layer. And you want that to be able to actually get into the meat and into the skin.
So you rub it in?
You're going to rub it in. So if you score it, it's going to help it to get into all the little cracks. It's also going to help the fat to render when you roast your pork belly. And that's going to give you that beautiful crispy crackling, which you want.
And also we love taste. Also salt brings out the taste.
Yeah, absolutely. So just, as I said, score the fat. So just lightly, you're not going all the way through. And then rub a teaspoon of bicarb and salt onto the fat. Then we're going to add some liquid. So we've got some vegetable stock. This can go straight into your pan. Some ginger beer.
Ginger
which is something, yeah. So we're going for flavor, and we want the meat to be tender, of course. So that's going to help.
So when you cook it, does the liquid around the pork belly does it absorb the liquid?
It's going to, it's just going to cook and make it nice and tender. And when you do this part, just make sure that your fat is facing up and not down, because you want the meat to be nice and tender underneath and the fat to be crispy. If it's in the liquid, it's not going to be crispy.
I see.
So it's as easy as that. You're going to cover it in foil, pop it in the oven, and roast it for about 1.5 to 2 hours.
Just once again for me, please. It's vegetable stock, ginger beer,
and orange juice.
And orange juice.
Yes. So once you've done that stage, you take it out the oven, and we're going to make a glaze. So we've taken a scoop of the roasting juices out from the pork belly. So that's what it'll look like. That's basically that mixture that you've taken out. We're going to add some honey.
We're all about flavor. Now these flavors, in theory, they sound very different and contrasting to one another. However, I cannot wait to taste the final product. What flavor or characteristic does the honey add to the pork belly?
So this will add, so it's the honey mustard combo. I mean, it's an absolute classic. So it's going to go beautifully with the pork. Mustard and pork is a very classic combination. So we're going to mix that together, and because we've added the roasting juices, we've got that sort of caramelized flavor, and it's going to be amazing. So at this stage, our pork belly would be cooked. You're just going to take your glaze and you're going to brush it over the fat. And you're going to crank the oven up a bit. So we were roasting at 180. You're going to turn it up to 200. And you're going to pop it back in the oven.
And the initial time that you put it in the oven, how long are we putting in for?
So about an hour and a half, hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And you're just going to cook it until the pork is pulling away and it's nice and tender. And then you're going to just put it back in the oven for about 5 minutes, baste it again another 5 minutes, and just keep checking it. And your crackling is going to go crispy and beautiful, and then you know it's ready. So absolute winner.
It is so stunning. I love how you also, served it here with a side dish of salads. It's just so gorgeous.
Fresh. And you can see the scoring lines there, and that also actually makes it easier to cut the pork when it comes to serving time.
I see. And just from the looks of things, you can see how tender and juicy and flavorful it is. Thank you so much for, giving us your expertise on how to achieve the perfect pork belly. Now, make sure if you at home would like to get your hands on this awesome recipe, just head on over to expressoshow.com. Actually, I would like to have a taste, Teresa.
Yes, I don't have a fork, unfortunately.
You don't have a fork. Do you mind if I use my hands?
I don't mind at all.
They sanitized. Do not worry. Do not fear. I'm just going to go for just a little...
It looks so tender. Goodness. Amazing. Pork belly. Can you hear that crunch? That's
Can you
amazing.
hear it?
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Delicious.
Is that crunching? I don't know if I'm. Is that crunching? I am hearing right across the studio. No, there's no greater pleasure than crackling. And I am going to make you a coffee because you haven't had a coffee this morning. How cute! How cute are the little pixie mugs?
Oh, very
Absolutely
cute.
beautiful. This whole show I've been like, is it appropriate for me to use the machine? Is it going to make too much noise while other people are talking? But so today we have been exploring Colombia, which is a beautiful flavor note. I love this. Bradley Orange has sent through this picture, busy with mine before I go to work. And I think he sends us a coffee making picture every morning. Bradley, we hear you, buddy. We appreciate you. So I'm going to make you just a little espresso. Let's turn this puppy on. Absolutely loving the Colombia because it's got a lovely kind of fruity note, very well balanced, absolutely beautiful. But I've got to say thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a wonderful show. We'll be back, of course, at 11:30 this morning. Ty Platinum is here, singer-songwriter. There'll be a performance. We'll probably be back in the kitchen and have a lot of fun. Until then, never forget, we love you. We'll see you now.
Clover celebrates spring with exciting giveaways. Look out for selected Clover products in store to stand a chance to win. Made with love by Clover.
Another Feelgood production.